anymore. And next question, same person. What do you think of the recent Kane storyline? I hope he gets a bigger push out of it, and I love him as an insane monster. It's one of those storylines that's either going to work or it's going to fail. Hopefully they have something good planned for this, and like you said, yes, I do want to see Kane at least get somewhat of a good push out of here. I wouldn't go overboard and say I want him to be world champion, but, possibly, rejuvenate his character or something, something, with this angle could really, really help his career, no matter, depends where they go with it and what this whole dead or alive angle turns to, and, where he goes, as far as, the way they book his character. I would like to see the insane Kane back that he was back in 03. That was, probably the best that Kane ever was in his career with the Kane and Shane feud. Obviously you did see some over-the-top stuff with the feud, but, there was good stuff in it, and that was probably the best, I would say, the demonic Kane character was, as far as then, as within the last, probably, 5 years, obviously. And then next question is from AJWYattroh. What are the top 3 commentators? Who are the top 3 commentators of all time? Now, that's just an opinion. First, obviously, I think everyone's going to say Gordon Soley is obviously the best announcer of all time. Then Jim Ross. Then I would probably put Joey Styles. I think Jesse Ventura, I think he was a good commentator. But, there's been good commentators, and Jim Ross and Gordon Soley are in a category all their own. Them two are easily the best commentators of all time. And Joey Styles was great as well. And next question from the same person. Do you think pro wrestling is a sport? Now, obviously, it's not a sports where it's it's basically you could view it as a sport in some sense. It's just like what Vince would call it. It's sports entertainment. It's obviously full contact sport. People do get hurt when they wrestle. Obviously everyone knows it's scripted and everything, but even though it's scripted, it's still viewed as a sport. It's just different types of wrestling is viewed more as a sport, like the Japanese style, the lucha style, and the independent and the independent ranks. I view that as a sport. WWE and TNA, pretty much more sports entertainment. Even though everything is sports entertainment, I think companies like Ring of Honor, PWG, AAA, CMLL, and all the companies in Japan, they try their best to at least make pro wrestling seem like a sport more in the fact of it being sports entertainment. Next question is from CasualNinja. What are your thoughts on the infamous Montreal Screwjob, and who do you think is responsible for it? As far as this is one of those things that I think everyone is never going to stop talking about. Coming up is going to be the 11th-year anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. And what I think of it? I think Vince did what was right for business, and pretty much who was responsible for this? Bret Hart was completely responsible for this. I know some people still don't think he was responsible for it for some reason, but he could have done the thing to obviously go out there and just do what he had to, just job to Shawn Michaels and just do the job, lose the title, and obviously if the screw job didn't ever happen, and he just would have probably lost the title to Shawn Michaels and just lost it cleanly like that, his WCW career probably would have turned out a whole lot better than what it ended up turning out to be in. So Bret Hart's easily responsible for it, and people are obviously going to still say Vince wasn't right for this, but Vince did what was right for business at that time. You had the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWE, and you had Eric Bischoff keep trying to one up him, and you don't know if Bret Hart didn't job that night, even though Bret Hart claimed he would have went out the Raw the next night and dropped the title. You don't know if it could have happened. He could have popped up on WCW the next night, and WWE would have made themselves look like complete idiots. So WWE was completely right in the situation, and Vince did the best thing that was for best business decision. The next question is from Sputter789. Do you think it's better that the younger talent are put on ECW, so they won't get released like they would if they were on Raw or SmackDown. Definitely, I think it is a good thing because there are talents that, you know, if WWE didn't have this third brand of ECW, they probably would never get any TV time, and you know, it helps out the younger stars as well because it gets them to a, you know, national TV audience, and you know, as far as they work on there, and you know, when they start getting over, then they get put on Raw and SmackDown. You know, it's just like developmental territory, but you know, they need to utilize it more as that. But it does look like they're trying to at least. But yeah, definitely these younger stars being put on there is better because, you know, guys like CM Punk, if it wasn't for this ECW brand, pretty much he would have probably been stuck in developmental still for a while, and it did help him a little. It started getting him, you know, over. Then they, you know, just not that long ago put him on the Raw brand. So you know, it does show that, you know, they do try to put people on there, get them over, then, you know, put them on the other brand. This is what it's supposed to be used for, and you know, hope they utilize it more as developmental brand because that's what I think it needs to be used as. Next question is from 605506. What are your thoughts on CM Punk's title reign so far? Has it been meaningful at all? What would you do to make his title reign mean something more? Obviously, yeah, his title reign so far hasn't been that meaningful at all. Pretty much, you know, you just have to have him actually go out here and go out there, you know, win matches, you know, without interference, DQ. Actually have him win matches, you know, just by himself and make it look like he's a strong champion. And, you know, you could build it up, him as champion like that for a little while. You know, even you could build him up as like the underdog, but still, you know, somehow he comes out, you know, winning the title, keeping a hold of the title, you know, a roll up or something like that, or hitting to go to sleep out of you know, nowhere. Stuff like that could really work and really help them because this title reign hasn't been that good at all. You know, I thought Rey Mysterio's title reign back when he was champion was pretty weak. This title reign is probably, you know, equal, if not worse than that, as far as what the credibility they're making the world champions seem like, because CM Punk's looking very weak as champion, and you know, pretty much he got overshadowed this Monday by the whole, you know, scuffle that Batista and Cena had. So you know, pretty much, you know, he gets lost in the shuffle a little, and he's fucking world champion. So just, you know, they need to just do better booking for him as world champion.